La leche, la leche, la leche, la leche, la leche. Parity, not patriarchy, past, present, and futures. Here's we are again, the Equinoxtrueqsz, Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. That's what we like to call ourselves and use, all of us, everyone's. But in order to connect our names and purposes to other hers and his archetypal languagings of hers and histories on this, our homes, and all our planets, past, present, futures, in contact, we also call ourselves other names, such as ever young goddesses and gods. Now, does that mean we're trying to become a pantheon above others? No, of course not. What we are delivering is divine democracies, so that all of the created incarnated souls, all the females and the males, all the Elohas and Elohims, all the Ellie circles and arrowways that God has created, past, present, and futures, becomes reunited again, back and forth in circles, times, and balance and contact. Now, does that in any way suggest that we're trying to usurp the ever-loving, ever-living authorities of the one Mother, Father, Goddess, God of the universe? No, of course not. There is only one Mother, Father, Goddess, God of the universe, ever present in all creations and sustainings, including us and all that we knows and have ever known and shall ever known, including all our families and communities, past, present, futures, and all the flora and fauna that God has given us to co-steward and appreciate. And so we say it's namaste. The divines within all Greece, divines within yous and alls. And we say it's mikotuya oyosin, mikotuya koseviral. We are all related, and because we know we are all related, we can come together again, back and forth in circles, times, and balance and contact. And we also says the alliance within all Greece, the alliance within yous and alls, conks and procs, and all the greetings and of all the peace cultures of all the heritages on all continents, back and forth to mitochondrial relief, past, present, futures, because we know that we are all created of star stuff, and because we are heeding the divine feminine friendlies, egalitarian cultures of the past and that golden area, a very long time, and more recently Atlantis and Vedic and Druidics and all the indigenous and so many of the indigenous and all the nativities and more is back and forth in circles, times, and balance and contact for best parity peace cultures. Let's parity peace cultures, and shows we also calls ourselves other names such as co-white calf buffalo women, co-change women, co-sky women, co-earth women, Iroquois clan goddess mothers, in fact, clan sister gazinas and co-cousin goddesses and gods, sisters and brothers, and we calls ourselves co-katsinas, co-kachinas, co-spider women, and more is there. We co-butterfly clans and all related clans. We calls ourselves co-Orishas and Yamayas, co-Daganach, co-Kalki, co-Zershants, co-Avloshkasteras, co-Nuns Buddhas, and co-Couszmic Chrisztsz. Now, don't let the word Christ intimidate you. The word Christ in ancient languages symbol translates to an anointed. Anointed to do what? To do greatest kindness and wisdom for all humanities, back and forth in circles, times, and balance and contact now. Cosmic Yis, and reuniting all humanity and protecting all creations, and says we also calls ourselves therefore other names because the word Christ in ancient languages simply means anointed, and so we call ourselves other names such as co-Stellarianles and co-Easterlianles. That it's co-Asterlianles and co-Easterlianles because we are combining the messages of Shushan, that is 50-50 promise fulfilled and delivered, with that of the Galilee, that is Magdala and Nazareth, equal ye's. All the feminines reparatively, the divine feminines and reparatively, and the divine feminines and masculines reparatively equal ye's, and connecting that to their ancient inheritances of the indigenous, and especially the Atlantean and Druidic and Vedic and more cultures, back and forth to mitochondria before the after and beyond. And so we call ourselves the very real Stargates, Atlantis, and all holy ones and sacred citizens of the very reals. Last that shall be first go first, teams of Stargates and Star Treks for heavens and this for all our earths. Now, it sounds like a daunting task to co-currently open the Stargates and the Akashic records for reborns and risen humanities, of nativities, and always risen springs, but actually easily accomplished via the new millennial golden rule, which you can read at 5050now.wordpress.com, and just next to it read the 11 steps for easily accomplished strategies for making awesome thus those. And you'll also see a page on the website called Among the Representatives, you, and you, because you too shall join us in becoming Equinoxtrueqsz Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary And the only issues we were concerned about are whether or not we'd be silly and stupid enough to really miss this, to actually miss this opportunities, or as we believe now, we can and shall accomplish this in our current incarnations, and we won't have to be reincarnated or lose this planet, but we'll be able to accomplish in our current incarnations. And you can see our names there among the representatives, you, and you, in pictures, including yours too, because we have our family trees, and yours too, with picture frames to invite you to join us. And we start with our great and grandmothers, first go first, and our current Shekinahs, all the women of our families, and equally, especially, essentially, for this generationally opening the stargates and core coins, the reports and risen Akashic records, our youngest generations, FEMA, elves and elves, LA circles and arrows, Elohas and Elohims, and we'll say some of the names, can't say all of them now. We will say Shekinah and Queen Esther, and all your clan mothers, more recently, Lydia Costanza, and Barbara Herschel's, and currently Virginia's, and Lydia's volunteering new times, and especially our co-ed Calf Buffalo women, Rosary and Pearl, and of course, Mom Patricia's sunflowers, and equally Martha and Sophie, and Elora and Anna Marie singing crickets, loyalties, and especially also we have the Lillians and Gaelas and lots more theirs, and we have our Hannahs and Allens, and our Stellarian families and lots more theirs, and we have especially nurse and dears to our hearts. We have our intertwining Venusians and Marians, that is Magdalenes and Nazarenes, coming again, intertwining again together, and so we have Estrella and Libertia and Estrella, and lots more there, and equally especially as Harriet and Radiant Ray, and as Harriet, traveling back and forth in circles times, Clara and Jubilant Jacqueline, equally Precious Antoinette, Risen and Roses, Grandma Marie, Grandma Popper, Grandma Annette, all the gracious stored, Grandma Dorothy's teaching learnings, all the Wizardresses and Wizardresses of Oz that we all ours, with Lynn and Jenny and Leonie of the Gaia family 30, and we have our Stargate families. We have Kai and Ruchla and Rachel's, and more there. In our current Shekinahs, we have of course our Esther's and Rachel's, and Anne Marie's and Julie Anne Marie's equals. We have our Diaz Divines, we have our Barbaras, and more Barbaras back and forth, and we have our Jenny's, and especially with our youngest generations, we have our Abels and Risen, Rose and Risen, Earth Angelians, all types of with the Ediths. We have our Hallels and Hesperuses, we have Lighting Leaves, the Six Vestasas, Stomas Saraswatis, especially with these young women, Vanessa Salia, and as a young couple, Vanessa Salia and Harlan to visit West, and these equals with their aunts and mothers, and also equals Hadass and Galen, and Leon Ross, and Benjamin and John, by Chen and Jubin, and Blessed Bella, and more is our comings, varies, always Easterlernlies, Easterlernlies, and all relatedly soons. Leche, Parity not patriarchy, past, present, future, ever ye's blessings.